Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. This is an episode that I've been wanting to do for some time now. It's about to be August, so there's really no better time than talk about how to start your sustainability journey in 2023 than right now, because we have about half of the year left to go. And knowing what we know now and all of the information and resources that we have out there, let me just condense it all down for you and share with you how I would start my sustainability journey if I were to start completely from scratch today. I have about 6 tips, 6 steps, if you want to call them that. But I do want to say, first things first, every action counts. So some of these things may feel so much smaller than other things that I'm going to be mentioning, but each one has its own impact and can actually benefit in the long run, really, if you think about it. Okay, so here are my 6 main steps to start your sustainability journey. Number 1 is to educate yourself. And look, if you're watching this, you're probably already doing that. So claps to you, you are already getting started. Like I said, there is so many resources out there and so much just stuff to learn that it can feel extremely overwhelming. So for the first couple of months, what I did personally was I just continued to learn. As I wanted to know, what is climate change, what's happening in the climate crisis, what the latest documentaries were saying. I followed creators on all of my social media platforms that had information that was helpful for me and what I wanted to learn and how I could continue to be more eco-friendly in my day-to-day life. And all of those things helped me learn what I liked about it and what I felt like would fit easily into my lifestyle. The more you know, the better it is. Knowledge is power. So continue to educate yourself by reading books, watching documentaries, following creators who have similar values and can share with you things that they wish that they knew. The more you learn and the more you know, the better equipped you're going to be when it comes to making sustainable choices later down the road. So step 1, educate yourself. My step number 2 is kind of weird. So I want you to look into your trash can right now. So if it's in the kitchen or the bathroom, wherever you have your trash can, I want you to look into it and kind of see what you're throwing away. So if you notice you're throwing away like a ton of plastic straws or plastic cups or Ziploc bags, whatever it might be, I just want you to take note of it and say, okay, like I'm really using a lot of X product and I really feel like I want to reduce my consumption of whatever that product is. Pick one of them. It doesn't have to be everything. You can kind of do this at like a slow pace, whatever works for you. But for example, we're just going to stick with the straw example. So if you realize that you love straws and you go to Costco and you get like the huge thing of straws that they have and you put them in your smoothie on your way to work every single morning. I get it. It sounds wonderful. I would love a smoothie every morning, but I am lazy. I would encourage you to look up straw alternatives to try and reduce your consumption of plastic straws specifically, because it's single use, you're not using it more than once, and there are plenty of reusable options that are out there. So you can look for things like a glass straw, a metal straw, or even silicone straws that I have a few that are a little bit bigger, so perfect for smoothies, and they're really squishy and they're really fun to drink out of. So those are all options that you could focus on at the beginning and see how that can help you on your sustainability journey. So start with one thing, then you can move on to the next thing. If it's Ziploc bags, then finding ways that you can reduce your consumption of Ziploc bags. They have options like compostable bags like these ones from Hold On. They also have reusable bags like these ones that are made from silicone by Stash Your Bag. And there are also a ton of other options out there depending on your price range and what your lifestyle needs. The other thing that I'm going to really offer you to kind of think about using is coffee cups and water bottles. There are plenty of reusable coffee cups and reusable water bottles. I actually have mine right over here. Coffee cups and reusable water bottles. I went ahead and grabbed them so I could show you. Also my straw here. Whoa! Full circle, isn't it, huh? Anyways, these are all things that you can do and incorporate into your daily life that aren't too drastic of a change when you're starting your sustainability journey. Number 3 is a little bit more controversial, and I know that there's some nuance to this because not everybody has the means or desire to want to do it, but I have to say it. Step 3 is switching your diet to be more plant-based. So again, this is going to look different for everybody. For me, I don't eat meat, but I do eat seafood, so the term is pescatarian. Every person is different, every family is different. For example, if you live with your parents or a roommate, or even if it's your significant other you live with, and they do not have a desire to want to go fully plant-based or go vegan, which is quite a drastic shift in your life to try to make overnight, there are smaller things that you can do that also have an impact on the environment. I just read an article by the New York Times that says people who eat vegetarian diets have 75% less carbon emissions and greenhouse gases than compared to people who eat meat on a daily basis. So it's a huge impact that you can do just by simply choosing what you eat and what you put into your body. Just as an example, if you drink coffee every morning and you put milk in it, maybe a milk alternative like almond milk or oat milk is something that you are open to switching to start off with. And then eventually, if you put, cheese on your vegetables, switching to something like olive oil, salt, and pepper instead of opting for cheese is another way. There are also other ways you can try to implement this as well, something like a meatless Monday, so all of your meals on Monday are completely plant-based. If that seems like too much for you as well, then maybe it's just one meal. You opt for a salad on Thursdays for lunch, and instead of getting chicken on your salad, you opt for tofu, chickpeas, lentils, or something else that has that protein that you need that isn't an animal product. So those are all ways. Number 3, switch to something more plant-based. That one takes a little bit more work, but it's definitely something that has a huge impact. Number 4 is shopping sustainably. So if I was starting from scratch like today, I would look for brands that have sustainable values. And this can be a little bit tricky because you have to kind of know what to look for. So let me help you with some of the certifications that I like to look for whenever I am shopping for new products. So if I'm shopping local, a lot of times local smaller businesses don't have the funds in order to fully get the certifications that larger companies would have, but shopping local is always going to be like one of my favorite things to do. So if that's a local farmer's market, that's going to be a great option to go back into your local economy. But let's talk larger corporations and what that looks like. Let's say you're looking for a new deodorant, for example. There are a few different certifications that you can look for that are verified by a third party. So the first thing is going to be a B Corp. There's a couple different types of companies that you can file for when you become a company. So you can be an LLC, you can be an S Corp, or you can be a B Corp. So a B Corp is like a step above an S Corp essentially, which is a whole process of transparency, fair labor, sustainably sourcing your resources and materials, and all of that stuff. So you can look more into that on the B Corp website, which I will link below for you. But yes, a B Corp is a good one to look for and probably the most common one when out shopping for a new product. You can find B Corps literally all over, from Warby Parker, who does glasses and sunglasses, to Allbirds, which are shoes, to Patagonia, which sells clothes, to so many more. Literally, you can just go to the B Corp website. There's a directory. You can look up certain brands, look up certain types of brands, and it will show you a whole list. So that is one certification that you can look for when starting out. The other thing that I like to look for is a fair trade certification, which basically verifies that the products that they're receiving, the materials that this brand uses to manufacture their product, are fair trade. So they give people a fair wage, a fair living wage for their employees in those warehouses, in those manufacturing facilities. And it's also fair trade, like it's sustainably sourced and responsibly sourced materials in order to make that. So fair trade is one that I love to look for. Another one, if I'm shopping for things like towels or blankets or sheets for my bed, anything that's like textiles, I like to look for a GOTS certification, which stands for a Global Organic Textile Standard. So that certification, similar to fair trade, basically verifies by a third party that the fabric is indeed organic or made from organic materials, and that, again, it was sourced sustainably. So those are other things that I like to look for. Another certification you can look for is a cruelty-free certification, if that is something that's important to you. I do want to note that cruelty-free is definitely one that is used all over, that is not always verified by a third party. So I recommend looking for a Leaping Bunny certification or a PETA cruelty-free certification. A lot of brands I've noticed will put like a bunny like logo, or like they'll make their own little stamp of approval that says it's cruelty-free, but it hasn't been verified by a third party. So if it's not verified by a third party, that's a little greenwashy to me, so I would stay away from that. But those are all certifications that I like to look for when I'm shopping sustainably. So again, you can shop local to support your local economy, or you can shop from bigger corporations. Just make sure that they have kind of those similar values in hand. So it might need a little bit of research, or look at the packaging. If it's a skincare product or something like that, oftentimes they're going to have these certifications on the box because, again, they're third-party verified, they cost money. They're definitely something that a brand is going to want to promote. Reduce your energy consumption. And that one sounds a lot harder than it actually is. I would say that this is one of like the easiest things you can do. My best way to explain this one is to just give examples. And you know what? Also, this is very good for your wallet because the less energy you use, the cheaper your energy bill will be because it's less stuff, less energy you're using. But we love something that's good for the planet and good for our wallets. So again, examples, if you have light bulbs that go out, when you get new light bulbs, make sure that they're LED light bulbs. They last longer and use less energy. Or if you work from home and you're home all day, instead of having the overhead lights on, go ahead and turn those off and open the blinds on your windows. That's another great way to reduce your energy consumption because you're not having all these lights on when you have natural lighting all around you. Now, if you live in some place like Texas or somewhere where it's extremely hot and maybe opening the windows is really like not in the cards for you because it really heats up your house, that kind of counteracts, your energy usage, then think about getting something like a blackout curtain or something that you can put on the blinds or like curtains around your windows to help keep your AC and your coolant inside rather than it like leaking through the windows and going outside. Another easy way you can do this is just by like unplugging your appliances whenever you're not using them. And also transportation. If you have safe and accessible and affordable transportation, public transportation, then I highly recommend you using that. Or if you are able to bike or walk, I highly recommend doing that as well. So for example, one of my favorite restaurants is about a 10-minute walk from my house. So that is just an easy one that I can walk to, either eat at the restaurant or get my takeout and then walk back. It's just a nice little walk there. And it's just an easy little thing to do rather than getting in my car and driving over there. So that is another way you can do this. Last but not least is kind of what I'm doing now. So spread the word. So as you're starting your sustainability journey, I highly, highly, highly recommend just sharing what you're learning with your friends, your family, your coworkers, because those are all people. You never know who is going to be impacted by learning about your journey and they kind of want to pick up some of those things as well. Or if they're also on a sustainability journey, they can share with you what they're doing. It's kind of a fun conversation to see what other people are doing out there, as well as kind of influencing people to do things in their life that will benefit the planet in the long run. So highly recommend doing that one as well. The more people that are aware of the importance of sustainability, the more people that will continue to contribute to this movement and help keep our planet in a place where it's just valuable for everybody and for generations to come. They get to enjoy the same things that me and you get to do. So if friends and family is something that you've done and you want to take it a step further, I also can recommend to get on social media. It's a huge reason why I'm doing what I'm doing right now is because I'm extremely passionate about sustainability and eco-friendliness, the importance of our planet and keeping it beautiful. And so that's why I put out all of this information for everybody who's wanting to learn more about it. So I highly recommend going on social media if that's something that you find yourself being very passionate for and want to share it with more people, more and more people. There's always more space for people to share and to learn. Spreading the word about your journey is always something that I personally recommend doing as well. So that's my 6 steps on how I would start my sustainability journey in 2023. A few things to note here is that I 100% would never recommend doing all of these things 100% overnight in one day or even in 1 week. I just feel like these are all things that take a while to really adjust into your lifestyle. The last thing you want is to do all of these things and then get completely burnt out and then never do it again because you were like, wow, that was way too much work. You really want to adopt things into your lifestyle, things that work for you and your family and your situation, so that way they can last a longer time. So again, like I said, if it's a water bottle and you just remember to bring your water bottle to the grocery store or the amusement park with your family or wherever you're going, and it helps you remind yourself to stay hydrated and not buy a plastic water bottle while you're out and about, then I highly recommend starting in that route. But it's also very personal. Like, this is your journey. Pick up the things that work for you and leave the things that won't work for you. You never know if later down the road you're ready for some of those other things that are a bit more complicated, like composting or something else that's a bit more complicated. And if anybody tells you that you need to be 100% perfect all of the time, they are so wrong. They don't know what they're talking about. I believe in imperfect environmentalism, which just means you're doing your best in your given situation and your given environment. Not everyone can be perfect. Like, we're all humans. Like, we make mistakes. And if you mess up, don't beat yourself up about it. Give yourself grace. And if you mess up one day, you always have the next day. It's okay if you forgot your reusable coffee cup and have to get the plastic one from the coffee shop. That's okay. I've been there. I still do it to this day. I'm not perfect. I don't remember everything all the time. So I get it. I understand. The more people that are imperfect environmentalists and can do some of these things to only 20%, then that's better for everyone, really, in the long run. Yeah, better for everyone, really. Like I said, every single action counts. And if this is your journey, if you have any comments, please write it in the comments down below. I will respond to as many as I possibly can, if not every single one, because I know that starting this journey can feel so overwhelming because there is just so much vast information out there. And I want to do as much as I can to truly help every single one of us, or every single one of you, because I'm still learning too. I'm a part of this group, okay? Like I said, I'm not perfect. I am perfect, okay? That's all I have for you guys this week. Thank you so much for watching. Again, if you have any questions, please drop them below. I'm going to respond to as much as I can. If you like this and want to see more, please like it and subscribe. So let me know what you want to see. I want to make sure what I'm creating is stuff that you guys resonate with as well. So if you like this, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you next time.